I'm just going to continue that video. I don't know why my phone died. But anyway, about the fruit and vegetables. Certain people will get pulled over in those states, and they have a checkpoint for checking as to why people may have fruits and vegetables coming over from Mexico, whatever. Those fruits might be, they might have bugs or things like that could come into the United States and cause problems in the United States. I get that. But the fact of the matter is, when you're pulled over at one of those kind of stops, you have the right to not say a thing. They have the right to ask you for your ID, and you have the right to say, I don't want to give you my ID. And they're going to yell at you. They're going to get all pissed off and frustrated. Why won't you give me your ID? Do you have something illegal? Do you have firearms in your vehicle? Do you have other things? They're going to ask you all these questions. And you have the right to essentially invoke your right to remain silent. I don't want to talk. I don't want to say anything further that will give you a right to search my vehicle. They don't have the right to search your vehicle. You have the right to continue to say, you don't have the right to search my vehicle, and I don't need to provide you with an identification. This isn't Nazi Germany. This is America. This is a free country where you have the right to say nothing. You have the right to say nothing at all. And you have the right to not provide identification. It sounds crazy. It sounds like you're just being a jerk. Like you're just saying, I don't want to deal with this cop. They're just doing their job. Some people will say that. Well, guess what? We also have rights as American citizens. We have rights to be able to say, to not be stopped, to not be investigated, to not be detained for no reason. In Nazi Germany, back in 1940s, when that whole situation was going on in Germany, they would stop people on the street. They would stop people all over the place. Show me your papers. This is not that type of situation. We have the right to not provide that. Police officers will push that subject. In fact, I watched a video where that guy that was stopped in the situation where he was being asked for his identification at one of those checkpoints, and he refused to give it. And they were pushing the subject, and he just kept refusing. And he had the right to do that. That police officer would not let him leave. And he kept saying, I do not want to provide identification. I'm an American citizen, and I don't have to provide that. And he kept saying, and this is very key, am I being detained? Am I being detained? And the police officer could not say, I'm detaining you, because he had no suspicion, reasonable suspicion, that he committed any kind of crime whatsoever. So that guy kept saying, nope, I'm not providing identification, and I'm being detained. He kept saying no. He said, okay, well, I'm gonna be on my way. And the cop said, no, you're not gonna be on your way. So then he would repeat back, am I being detained? Are you stopping me on the point where I'm being detained and I'm required to give you identification and further information? You'll see that he'll keep saying that in those kind of videos, and eventually the cop will say, go on your merry way. And from the get-go, he had the right to do that. Again, the whole point of why I'm making these videos is because as American citizens, I believe people are noticing that we're starting to become a police state, where police are invoking rights that they don't have. And we are giving up our rights as citizens to invoke our rights and say, hey, I don't want to provide identification. Why am I being stopped? Who are you, police officer? Give me that information. And the biggest point about all that is knowing your rights. Know your rights, and when you know your rights, you won't be part of one of these videos or